my gosh.
And you've got seven.
And you have 7 sisters and 4 brothers.
Could you tell us your story about Katrina? And I'd like to video it if it's okay.
Oh yeah. Well, we didn't believe Katrina was going to hit us. Me and my family was in that house across the street where you guys are working. My mom was here, my baby sister. So all of us, decide to try to get my mom out like 3 days before the hurricane was getting real, real bad. And my mom, she had went blind, but she had lost her vision. My mom was 87 years old. My oldest sister, well, the 5 last oldest ones, they all decided to take my mom and put it in the car. I didn't leave because I didn't think it was nothing serious. I stayed at the house. And they called like 2 days before the storm really got real category 5, there I said, you need to leave, and I was like, oh, they're gonna be just like Andrew, just come through and all this here. But after a while, everybody said, we all leaving, going to Texas. So my daughter called, she hadn't left with the grandkids and stuff, saying they were leaving to go to Texas. And my husband, he was still working, and he didn't leave the restaurant until like 12 o'clock, and then we did decide to leave to get up on the highway and stuff, which was the next day we left. Just about before noon, everybody left. So I had 8 people at my house. We was in a Cavalier for 8 people in a Cavalier. We got up on the I-10. Everything was closed up. We went out Slide down. The bridge had to went up, so nobody could get across. So we had to reroute, come back, trying to find our way back. So we went through Hammond, coming in through Hammond, and we was just riding. And everybody was saying, get your papers, get this. I said, I'm not getting nothing. I'm getting out of here. The weather was bad. It was raining. So we all decided to just load up and get on. But our first stop was go to Mississippi because my in-laws has a house in Mississippi. So we stopped in Mississippi with the carload. Everybody packed, screaming and hollering, get off my feet, cheering, crying. We didn't have no money, but we did have like canned goods we packed up, stuff just drink and water so that we could have no gas money. We got in Mississippi. We stayed overnight. 4 days that morning, the power went out in Mississippi. Trees start falling all around the house and stuff. Everybody say get up. They say the weather is bad. Y'all get up. Y'all get up. We got up that morning.
Mississippi? Do you know the coast?
No, we was in Tylertown, Mississippi, right outside of Macomb. Right outside of Macomb, because everybody was saying we was going to go to Hattiesburg, but they said go to Jackson, and we was like, no, we ain't going that far because we didn't have gas. We didn't have gas. Get up. And so we just, everybody just pitched in whatever change they had to get gas. So we got up on the highway. My daughter, she met us, her and her girlfriend, and her 2 grandchildren. Me, Lana, my baby girl, my grandbaby, my son, his baby, his girlfriend, and 2 of my friends. One of my girlfriends, she was on dialysis, and she had just got her treatment that night before we got to leave. So I took her with us because we would joke around, if anything happened, don't leave me, and don't you leave me. So she came with us.
So all this is happening while it's storming?
It was storming, traffic was heavy, 16 hours in traffic. The radiator was running hot, the fan belt broke on the Cavalier. I got out the car, and everybody in the Cavalier. And we were saying, get water, get water. He was like, oh, it's gonna run, it's gonna run. Every time we stopped at the store, we was getting gallons of water, trying to keep the car cool down, set a couple of hours. But it didn't help, so we just, traveled and traveled. So I got so frustrated. We couldn't find my mama. I didn't know where they were, because they were saying they were going to Houston when they were on up in Marshall, Texas, a small town outside of Shreveport. And so we all got together. Sometimes when we found the hotel, because everything was booked up when we got close to Houston. Never been to Houston in my life, never left New Orleans in my life. All I know is Louisiana. Never knew nothing about Houston. When we got up close to Beaumont, Texas, my daughter's girlfriend, my mom took sick in the car, and we pulled over and got a hotel, and we stood in the hotel. And me and her mom was clowning and, drinking. Everybody was getting beer. We was trying to get food for his kids. Everything was canned goods at the time because we didn't have microwave. Children was eating Vienna sausage, sardine, just sandwich meat and stuff because we didn't have anything. We had a lot of water. We had water for everybody. And so we were all riding and stuff. So when we did get to this hotel in outside of Beaumont, everybody got like a double room. And we all piled up in there because it was like 20 of us. 20 of us, because, you know, I was so frustrated. So we were up in there talking, and Turner had took baths, eating, and me and her mom was sitting down drinking and clowning and watching the DVD and stuff. So she said she was going to bed because she was tired. And I stayed up because I was nervous. I didn't know where I was, how we was going to get out of here, you know, and stuff like that. Where we going to go, we don't know nobody in Houston, and we didn't have the money. So that morning, the kids got up, they had went to McDonald's, which was close, and got them kids something to eat. And the girl, her name is T, my daughter's best friend, we call her Lady, the one that was here. Her mom was still sleeping, so it's going on 2 o'clock. We're trying to get ready to get back on the highway so we can find everybody else. So we can try to, you know, get in Houston to see where everybody at. So it's 2 o'clock, and I was like, Tiva, go wake your mom up and tell her we ready. You know, what's she doing, clowning in there, you know? So when she did go in the room, it was 2:45, and I had 8 feet of water in my area. When the kids put it up on the internet, you couldn't find my house. My daughter, the lady that you met this morning, she lives in Littlewood. We couldn't find our house. It was underwater. Couldn't find her house and nobody's house. We couldn't find it. We couldn't see nobody's house. The city was on lockdown. Nobody could come back into New Orleans. My son and my brother-in-law and a couple of them came back like, we got there, the storm happened August, September, around December, the kids came back, told me they were coming back to just check and stuff. My son came, he was 17, 18 years old. They all came back in the car. They snuck in, they had some guy that they met driving 18-wheelers that was coming to help, brought him in here. When he came back to Texas, he was 8 of them. He had all these bites on him, sores on him. I had to go to Houston and stay in the hospital with him because they said the water was contaminated. He had burns, blisters everywhere. Didn't know what it was. Everybody was like, don't let him in here because we're going to catch him. All these babies, and he had newborn babies and everything, you know. So they all came back just to see, but the city had it on lockdown. We couldn't come back here for almost like 7 or 8 months. And it was a curfew. When you came in New Orleans, you had to be out before 5 o'clock. No stores was open. They had these big blue flies in the city. The city smelled it like that. It looked like Judgment Day when it came out. The water was still, you know, still lower, wasn't all the way down, and it was a foul odor. It was stinking in the city. We could not come in the city. You know. We had to put masks on and stuff, you know, because you know, then we had to go before we got here.
Going back into that house, did you ever think you'd be able to move back in?
Oh no, it was. I had lost all faith in it. You know, I lost all faith in it. You know, it was like, you know, I have a twin. They was in public housing. You know, if I had to go back, I was gonna go live with my mom. Because I'm sick, she's sick. She got, I got it. We together. And I had my other sisters. You know, we were all gonna just live together. You know, this house would have been ready when my mama came. We were gonna all live in this house and take him out.